Traveling the world has never been more accessible. With budget airlines, hostel apps, and travel hacking YouTube channels, it's possible to book a weekend in Europe for the cost of a nice dinner. Social media is filled with influencers extolling the virtues of doing it cheap, and for many, budget travel feels like a badge of honor. But what if the whole concept is misleading? What if budget travel, as it's widely promoted, actually costs more in ways that matter most? This video challenges the popular mantra of budget travel, not to dissuade people from seeing the world affordably, but to encourage a deeper look at what's truly being traded for that low price tag. From time and safety to experience quality and cultural impact, the hidden costs of traveling cheap might surprise you. Let's begin with the most obvious issue. Time is money. When travelers boast of snagging a $20 flight with 3 stopovers, 2 overnight layovers, and a final destination 3 hours from the actual city they want to see, the cost in time and exhaustion often goes unacknowledged. Add to that the logistical mess of patching together ultra-budget options, catching buses at odd hours, walking long distances with luggage, or having to meticulously plan meals and entry times just to avoid extra fees. All of this can leave a traveler stressed, tired, and unable to enjoy the trip they worked so hard to afford. Sometimes paying more, even slightly, results in dramatically better outcomes: central accommodations, direct transport, better sleep, and time to actually enjoy a new culture, instead of just surviving it. Cheap travel often cuts corners in areas that matter most, like safety. Low-budget accommodations may lack secure locks, fire safety compliance, or even proper hygiene. In some cities, the cheapest areas to stay in are also the least safe, especially for solo travelers. Budget transportation, especially in unfamiliar regions, can include poorly maintained vehicles or drivers with little regulation. There's also a health dimension. Opting for the cheapest street food or skipping travel insurance might save a few dollars, until a stomach bug, lost bag, or medical emergency wipes out any savings and puts your trip and well-being in jeopardy. Budget travelers often find themselves near experiences but not truly in them. A quick selfie outside the Louvre doesn't compare to entering, exploring, and understanding its treasures with a local guide. Eating from a convenience store in Rome is not the same as dining on fresh pasta in a family-run trattoria. When every dollar is squeezed, many enriching experiences are sacrificed. Museum passes, cultural workshops, local cooking classes, or even the convenience of joining a walking tour might be passed up due to cost. And yet these are often the very moments that make travel memorable and transformative. What's worse, ultra-budget travel often forces a checklist mentality, cramming in as many cities or landmarks as possible, racing through them without depth. In chasing quantity, travelers may sacrifice the emotional resonance of slowing down and connecting with a place. There's also an often ignored ethical dimension to budget travel. The relentless drive for cheapness can pressure local economies in harmful ways. When tourists demand ever lower prices, some businesses, especially in developing nations, are forced to underpay workers, cut ethical corners, or pander to mass tourism just to survive. Hostels that exploit local labor, unethical wildlife encounters, and the proliferation of over-tourism in fragile locations are frequently enabled by bargain-hunting travelers. To be clear, this is not a call to embrace luxury travel, it's a call to intentional travel. Smart travelers know when to save and when to spend. They might fly economy and skip the hotel minibar, but they'll invest in a clean, well-located stay or a local guide who enriches their understanding. They'll budget for experiences, not just expenses. Intentional travel might mean fewer trips, but with higher quality. It might mean one meaningful destination instead of 5 rushed ones. It doesn't have to break the bank, but it acknowledges that traveling well takes more than just spending less. Check out the link in the description for your very own ebook, which will help your travel adventure. Constantly budgeting, tracking every coin, mapping out cheaper routes, rationing meals, takes a surprising psychological toll. Travel is meant to be freeing, but ultra-budget trips can feel like a second job. The pressure to make it work for the lowest possible cost often strips the joy and spontaneity from the journey. The stress adds up, worrying about scams, counting out foreign coins, sleeping in noisy hostels, dodging tourist traps, all while trying to look like you're living the dream on Instagram. In contrast, loosening the budget a bit can free up mental space. It lets you relax, be present, and make room for the unexpected. Whether that's a last-minute detour, a spontaneous friendship, or simply an unhurried cup of coffee in a piazza. Invest in the journey. Budget travel will always have its place, especially for students, backpackers, or those on tight incomes. And yes, incredible experiences can happen on a shoestring. But for those who have the means or can save up longer, there's wisdom in resisting the culture of chronic cheapness. Just because you can travel for less doesn't mean you should, especially if it costs you time, safety, experience, or ethics. Instead of chasing the cheapest trip possible, consider investing in the one you'll remember forever. Thank you for watching and see you in the next video.